A. That's an A.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming out tonight. Hello to everyone on Facebook Live, thank you for tuning in. We are here gathered to dedicate the mural for Dale, who was one of our gardeners and alley porters, and he took great pride in his work. And I want to share some maybe funny stories. Actually, can you turn the music down or turn it off, please? Thanks. So Dale came to us, and I love telling this story. Dale came to us. He wasn't even supposed to be working for us, and we were training some of the gardeners at US Vets, and Dale stuck his head out. We had somebody bail, and Dale said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we said, "Hey, we're doing this garden thing. Do you want to do it?" And he said, "Sure, I don't have anything else going on." And he moved in the day before we had started the program. And so he started out with the planter box growing for us, the planter bins at the end and around the alley. He helped grow some of the plants in them. And then we came back the next week. We were with a reporter that was covering the story about the alley beautification and wanted to feature our veterans. And so we had gotten approval for some of the vets to talk, and Dale again poked his head out and said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And he said, "I want to be on camera." And we said, "Come on down, be on camera." So got to talking. We decided to come on over here and get some like B-roll of the alley. And I said, "Why don't you keep Dale mic'd up, and so that way we can get his honest reaction to seeing the alley and what it looks like," because he said it was his first time seeing it. But as soon as we got out of the car, and Dale does not run, those of you that know Dale does not run, but Dale started running out of the car, and I thought there was something wrong. He said, "Oh, no," and he started running down the alley over here to this spot, and he goes, "No way, no way." And he said, "This is where I used to fight to sleep here." He said, "This is where I slept when I was homeless." He said, "This is prime real estate." And it was all on microphone. And so I always say that Dale was brought into our lives for a reason, and we are so thankful that he was. So very special, full circle, to now be dedicating this mural for him. I'm going to invite up Miss Melody, who is another one of our alley porters. She is also a US Vets client, so we appreciate her and Dale. I have to joke because they were my redheads, and so they fought me to shift their hours around because I was frying them in the sun out here in the alley. So come on up, Miss Melody.
First of all, I'd like to send my condolences to the family. To all of you. My condolences to the family, to all of you.
Closer.
Oh, come on, I'm not camera girl. Jeez, oh Pete, you've had me in pictures 3 times. Okay. First of all, I'd say thank you to the entire family of Dale. He was a wonderful man, so funny, and I'm sure you knew that, but so full of crap. He would watch me run around circles when I would come to work in at 7 o'clock, and he was so glad because he said somebody finally wanted to come in early, get out of the sun, redhead freckles, you know, that doesn't match. He'd sit there on that little bench over there on Alice in Wonderland and smoke his cigarettes and watch me just go boom, boom, boom. And he was cool with it. So, I wish I'd have known him longer, I really do, because I know we would have been best of friends. And I'm sorry for your loss, everyone. He was a beautiful man. He was a beautiful man. He came a long, hard way, and I'm going to miss him dearly personally. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Melody. And when Dale started working with Miss Melody, he actually told me he didn't like to work with her because she was making him look bad because she was out working him. And he asked to re-switch to a different schedule, and I wouldn't let him. But then by the end, it was his buddy, and he gave her a ride. So it was such a fun story to watch that friendship grow. Now I'm going to invite any of Dale's family that would like to come up and share to come on up.
Sorry, excuse me, guys.
Just so you know, I'm scared to death, and this is my family. Oh, hold on. I'm Michelle. I'm Dale's little sister. My brother was always the most funnest person to be around. He went to the military when I was 9 years old. When he came back, I was 13. I was a woman. It was different. That's when our friendship and brotherhood and sisterhood really became best friends. I'm so sad to be here today about this. I'm also happy to have the chance to celebrate Jill's life and have this spirit shown to the world through this mural. Thank you so much for doing this for our family. I cannot tell you enough how much it means to me and all my family. My mom used to always, a funny story, my mom used to always buy us Kit Kats on the way home from work. She worked at the horseshoe right up the street for 20 years. So he probably knew about this box when we were a kid. But she would always bring us Kit Kats. And he would always eat his all around the edges and edges. Me and Russell would gobble ours up. But he would always give us his extra because he just always was a giver. He also made me a Raiders fan, and I'm so excited to be a Raiders fan, and they're here. Oh God. And everybody knows I'm a big, fat, scaredy cat about everything. But he would get me in his Volkswagen Baja, and we would do Brodies in the middle of the street, and I was never scared because it was my brother, and I was like, my mom will kill him if he kills me. It's fine. Oh, I'm shaking. Oh. He always enjoyed to have fun with anybody. He turned me on to so much music and concerts, and then I turned my brothers on to Metallica. We would go to Metallica faithfully whenever they came here. And of course, Stevie Nicks was his girlfriend. Whenever she came on, it was like, shh, shh, my girlfriend's on, my girlfriend's on. When you all think about Dell, I hope you all remember how giving he was, and how much he always tried to help others and have a good time at it. I think the mural captures that in him, and I'm again so thankful that you all put this together for me. Wherever you are, Brother Joe, we love you. Thanks.
I'm Joe. I'm Dale's ex-brother-in-law from my favorite ex-wife, who's his little sister, and I heard many, many stories about Dale, and I heard the Kit Kat story many times, and we lived 2 streets apart. We lived on Maple Street, and he lived on Linden. And our kids were growing up right around the same time, and we had a lot of fun together. We would coach our kids soccer games together. We spent time in his backyard. He had these cool little RC cars. Dale was a race car driver, and then he had these cool little RC cars. He'd make sure everybody had the coolest backyard, and then on the back corner of his backyard, he built those little Windsor rocks, and he kept those trees and the little plants alive. It was just a beautiful little part of his backyard. I totally remember that. Dale certainly, and his brother Russell, and of course his little sister. I mean, I love your family, and I'm unbelievably sorry for your loss. My wife and I we are so proud of the mural and what Caridad is doing. It is an amazing thing. I know what it's like to run a nonprofit, and I know that it's not cheap. So I would like to make a donation to you, my wife and I, in memory of Dale. So please accept it. Thank you for the good work you do.
That made me cry, and I said I wasn't going to cry. So I'm going to tell another funny story. I almost fired Dale 3 times because he'd sit around and smoke. It wouldn't work. And so I would tell him, Dale, what are you doing? He's like, why are you yelling at me? And so you know what he would do? He would greet everybody that came in, and he would say, welcome to my alley. And he'd walk them around to the planters, and he'd show them, this is the plant I grew. I said, Dale, you don't know that that's your plant? He'd say, yeah, I do. That's my plant. I know that's my plant. And towards the end, he was irritated at me, and he would tell me about it every single time. He worked 10 times a shift because we forgot to drill holes in one of the planters, and begrudgingly, he and Miss Melody transplanted some sunflowers into that planter bin. And lo and behold, when we talked to our head gardener, that was the best because sunflowers need a lot of water. So I want to encourage you all as you leave to double check the planter bin over near where the piano is. It has a ton of sunflowers. Even though Dale said they were his, They were partially his and Miss Melody's, no matter what he says. They were equal planters on that one. But so those are his, and they are thriving, and they are beautiful, and they're blooming. So I think it's kind of fitting that they're blooming right now. So, and thank you for that generous donation. I just told that story so I didn't cry, but thank you so much. I want to invite. Did you want to say anything?
Hi everybody. Though this is very sad, I'm very glad that what? Oh, I'm Eric, his son. Although this is very sad, I'm very glad that you're all here. This is just great, and my father was just that father. He was always there. Not one night, not at home, and he was just an amazing person. And I love him. I love him very much, and we'll miss him dearly. So thank you.
My name is Adam Engel. I'm Uncle Dale's nephew. First thing I want to say is thank you all for being here. This is a beautiful moment. This really is, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy for this fucking box. This is amazing. Now I'm very nervous. I didn't really have anything to write, so I'm just going to say what's going on in my mind. 41 is Uncle Dale's race car number, and looking back, about those races at the bull ring. Now I realize how beautiful and how sacred all those moments were in my childhood, with my mom, Uncle Russell also racing, Eric, Alexis. It was just literally such a great time. And I remember just looking and seeing the big motor speedway when we were in the small bull ring, and I was like, man, why can't we race there? But now, I don't even want to go to that motor speedway. The bull ring is where it's at. I would be at the park. I didn't like racing too much. It was too loud. I thought it was a waste of gas for cars. It was just a really waste. But I would always stay at the field and play football with all neighborhood kids. Go do that. But the best part of the bull ring was when the race is over and we can go to the pits and we can go see all the demolition and we can hang out with everyone. The parents get drunk and it's just Uncle Dale's little spot, Uncle Russell's spot. And I remember Mom would tell you this story. How many things did I bring back from that pit? I would go to whatever broken vehicle there was and I'd be like, Uncle Dale, what is this? What is this? And then the back of I had the wheel in front of the front yard for at least 3 months. And there was such really amazing times. And for Uncle Dale, he was a race car driver. He was a soldier. He fought. He's a fucking... And Uncle Dale, I love you so much. And thank you for everything done for me.
First of all, thank you for coming out. And I approve all these messages that were just said. And they are true. Miss my brother. Oh, before I forget, we want to announce the Celebration of Life on August 22nd at 4 o'clock in Henderson. And I don't know the address, so just look us up. He'll be on Facebook. Just to get a little something about his racing, to understand how seriously he took it. He would park the car after a race on Sunday and not touch it till Monday. And then we work on that car from Monday to Friday night. We take it to the track. On Saturday night, take it to the track. We pull the engine out on Monday, put it back in on Friday, and tune it up on Saturday morning. And so we both were racing, and we drag our cars over there, and I'd help him get his. And Big Brother left me hanging with mine by myself, so I could pull it off and do everything myself. And I'm like, here's one race. I gotta mention this race. If you look at the piece of paper in your hand, that's a picture of him winning his first race. And on that race, in practice, after we did all that work, in practice he kind of spun out on turn 1, and he was sitting top of the hill waiting. Everybody saw him, he thought, except for one guy. One guy nailed him in the front end. And if you ever seen Dale mad, he can get mad. And he did everything he could to not take care of that guy. But we got the car back in the pits. And everybody loved Dale enough that all his competitors were there tearing that car apart, working on it, pulling the tires off, we was MacGyver and stuff. And somehow, some way, without even testing it, he got on the track. And to my amazement, he won that race. And I don't know if any of you been out to the bull ring. Back then, it was not easy to win a race. So you can tell by his stance and that, whoever drew that picture, it's perfect. That was just a stance. He had no clue what to say. He wasn't even planning on being there. He was just standing there looking, thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. So there's many, many stories that I could tell, but we don't have time for that. I just thank you all for being here tonight. And hopefully we'll see you all in Celebration of Life. I know he's watching. Thank you. And thank you so much for what you guys have done.
My name is Dylan. Dale was my uncle. You know, I didn't know the impact that he had made. I mean, you cared at people. I appreciate everything you guys have done. You know, since he's passed, I've really been able to see the impact that he was making. I mean, for the past couple of years, you know, I wasn't around. Me and Dale weren't together as much as you know, years before growing up, and I didn't quite see the impact that he was making. It is so nice to see the people whose lives he had touched, and it means a lot to us as a family to see what you guys are doing. Because Dale was just he was a vibrant guy. He had a whole lot of personality, funny. Never a dull moment with that guy. I remember growing up, we lived just one block away. We grew up, you know, streets apart. And I remember growing up, I thought that everybody's uncle lived like a street away. It just felt normal. It felt right. I thought that was a normal way for people to live. And I remember it was just walking around the block. That was, you know, going over to see my cousin Eric and Uncle Dale. It was a big deal. And there were important years in my life, you know, spent with that man. And I remember going to the racetrack, seeing him race, rooting for him, sitting in the sidelines, going to the pits afterwards. You know, seeing him in his prime, in his environment, and I'm just being really proud of him. I always remember being really proud of him as a kid, you know, being proud of that man. And I just appreciate everybody coming out here. It's good to see you all, and I love you, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Dylan.
So I'm gonna invite the artist, Sim up, Josh, that did the mural.
Awesome job, bro. Awesome job.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. My name is Josh. Go by Chasm. It's all good. So, I was approached by, I was approached to paint this mural for Dale. I met Dale. Am I not? Okay. All right. So I was approached to paint this mural for Dale, and I didn't know what I was going to paint. And I just knew that it had to be something substantial, especially since knowing his history and knowing the fact that he had lived here and this is where he slept, you know. And that was like that really hit me, and I really was like, wow, you know, this is like what Meredith said, full circle, you know what I mean? And so I started researching and going back in the Caridad archives and looking and watched the interviews with Dale and stuff like that. And it was just kind of awesome to see the emotion that he had for this alley, for this place, and the love that he had for this place, and the way he enjoyed taking care of it, and he had such a pride for it. So being a vet and being one of those, it's unfortunately a lot of our veterans, when they get out or they retire or something happens, they really feel lost because you've been told for however long you've been serving what to do, when to do it. And then, so Dale obviously had a little bit of a rough life and stuff. Obviously he's loved and he's still loved and he'll continue to be loved, which is amazing, right? So I wanted to make sure that we included his race car number 41. His rank, PFC, in the Marines. And once a Marine, always a Marine. So I got the Marine emblem on the back. And then what tripped me out was this: is I was headed down here. I was driving last Sunday morning, and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm a spiritual person, and I was like, God, just show me what to do, or tell me what to do. I'm not gonna stress over it. I'm just gonna go, and I'm just gonna do something right. And I'm not joking. It's like Dell's family showed up, and they're like, oh, blue, that's like his favorite color. And like my wife and family have been coming down here since day one, painting and stuff. And so if you look at the popcorn stuff, like I was like, I'm gonna leave one of the popcorn things because my son painted it, and I know Dell had kids and he'd probably appreciate it. I didn't know much about Dell, but to find out that like he loved movies and stuff, and like popcorn was one of his things, right? So I mean, you know, just little things that just kind of molded together to make what it is. You know, and this box being here, this is, you know, is substantial too. You know, people might say, oh, it's electrical box. No, this was like Dell's place where he sought refuge, you know, at night, and this is where he felt safe at night when he was homeless. So to me, that's very amazing in the fact that he was so empowered to do what he did here. And I interacted with Dell a couple times, and that dude's a character. So I enjoyed him tremendously, and I enjoyed him the few times that I talked to him. So yeah, just I'm glad that the family likes it and loves it. That's the biggest part. You know, it's hard to paint something where you don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, just I appreciate the honor. It's an honor to paint something for somebody that served our country and also served the city of Las Vegas, something that he loved and grew up in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josh. We appreciate it. And I love what Miss Melody said. We have a video of it when he was working on it. Miss Melody said, you better do it right because Dale's watching. Oh, Miss Melody has requested that we say a prayer around the sunflowers, and I think that is fitting because I've always said that I really truly feel like Dale was sent to us by God. He wasn't supposed to be in this program, and there were so many things that he wasn't supposed to be, and it's just the right fit, and he came in at just the right time, and I'm thankful that I got to spend the final days of Dale's life on this earth getting to know his family. I feel like that's a blessing too, so I'm thankful for all of you, and that you're now in my life forever. Of course, come on up.
Well, I guess everybody knows by now that this little squeaky dog was Bob's or Dale's little boy. Dale loved him so much. He misses him, as I do. So that's why he's squeaking. He's looking for Dale. Love you all.